Most people, especially engineers, think that they're using AI the smart way, but in reality, they're getting dumber. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how to use AI appropriately without losing your skills. If you don't already know me, my name is Leonard. I'm a software engineer, iOS mobile developer, been doing it for 6 years. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you the proper way to use AI without losing your skills. Let's get into it. If you're anything like me, you've been using AI to get stuff done faster at work. Just like any other tool, AI can be abused, and that's exactly what's happening. A lot of people, a lot of engineers rely too heavily on AI. This is not a new problem. We have always had engineers that rely too heavily on the tools they use to get the job done. We're talking about the engineers that would copy paste from Stack Overflow. We're talking about the engineers that would ask their coworkers for the answer, not do their due diligence and just put it in the code base without reviewing it. But with the advent of AI, it's gotten worse. And I'm here to tell you guys what you should be using AI for as an engineer and what you should not be using AI for. The very first thing that you should not be using AI for is writing your entire code base. It is extremely easy to get carried away, get on Claude, get on Codex, and ask the AI to build you an entire code base. But if you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. One of the key components of being an engineer is understanding the code base that you're working in. And if you let AI build the entire code base without your interjection, you will not understand the code base that you're working in. It will spiral out of control before you know it, and you will not be able to solve simple tasks that need to be done in the code base. You will not be able to debug. You will not be able to explain what's happening to other engineers. You will not be able to comprehend the steps necessary in order to make the application work properly. Your job is to direct the AI where it is needed, not to have it do everything for you. In fact, as an engineer, even if you're using AI, you should still be writing the majority of the code. There's no reason for you to have an AI write the entire code base without your oversight. And a lot of engineers, especially new engineers, are falling into this trap where they use AI for everything. It's easy to fall into this mindset of letting the AI do everything, just pulling that lever when you get stuck and asking it for the answers and hoping that this time it gives you the proper answer while wasting tons of tokens. As a good engineer, I use AI to learn, not to build. And this is how you should be using your tools. You need to remember that AI is just a tool. If you rely on AI too much, you will start to lose your skills. And before you know it, you won't be able to do anything. In fact, you won't be confident enough to do anything. When I first started using AI to build applications and to complete tasks at work, I found myself in this situation. So I know that if you're anything like me, you've also been facing this issue. You've allowed AI to lower your confidence. You've allowed AI to make you become complacent and lazy. And that's the problem. I am an advocate for using AI to build projects quickly, but you need to do it the right way. You can't allow AI to take over your entire project. You can't allow AI to take over your entire life. And this is the reason why most people that are using AI are using it the wrong way, because they are relying too heavily on the AI and they forgot how to use their own brain. You may have heard of people getting AI psychosis. The first step to falling down that path is following AI blindly. You need to still have your own judgment. You need to still have your own agency. And then you need to use AI as a tool, as an agent, as a subordinate. You cannot become the subordinate of AI. And that's where a lot of people fall short. A lot of people are looking for a leader and they found that leader in AI and now they're unable to think for themselves. And it's always the same people. You need to make sure that you maintain control over your project, not AI. Tools like Claude Code should be used as a replacement for Google, should be used as a replacement for Stack Overflow, but they should not be the key component of your app. You should be independent as an engineer. You shouldn't be relying on outside sources of information to build your project. You should have a deep understanding of what you're building. You should have a deep understanding of the APIs, the frameworks, the libraries. And when you get stuck, that's when you should reach out to AI for help. It should not be the other way around, because if you do that, you will become a slave to AI. I myself almost fell into this. I used AI to build a project myself, and after AI finished the project, I had to go back through the entire code base and read every single file to get a grasp of what was going on. And even then, I had lost that spark. I lost that confidence to go make changes. And it is very easy to fall into that rut. It is very easy to lose your confidence, to think to yourself, Why even make changes to this code base? I'm just a simple human. Let me ask AI. But if you do that, you're doing yourself a disservice, and before you know it, you'll become a horrible engineer. You'll become an engineer that doesn't remember or understand key fundamental concepts in engineering. You will fall behind when it comes to libraries and frameworks, and before you know it, you will be out of a job. That's the thing that they don't tell you. The thing that they don't tell you is that if you rely too heavily on AI, the day you get laid off from your job and you go to search for another job, you will not have the tools necessary to solve the problems given to you in an interview, and you will not be able to land another job. It will take you months and months and months to ramp up and become proficient at the language. And this is the reason why you cannot rely heavily on any tool, whether it be AI, whether it be a coworker, whether it be Google, it doesn't matter. The good engineers understand the frameworks and libraries that they use to build their projects. The bad engineers rely on their coworkers, AI, and other tools to get the job done. That's what separates good engineers from bad engineers. And the problem with AI is that a lot of you people, a lot of you guys are using it for everything. You forgot how to use your brain. You're relying too heavily on the tools that were given to you, and you're going to lose that spark of creativity that helps you build apps, that helps you just understand what's going on. When you're a good engineer working on a project, you're able to debug without even looking at the code base because you understand the fundamentals of the project. When I was working on the AT&T Secure Family app, I understood every single line of code intuitively. If there was a bug, I would be able to solve the bug in my mind before writing out the code. But if you're using AI to build your code base, you will not be able to do that because you don't understand the code that is written. And even if you go back and read all of the files like I did with my project, you will still not understand the deep underlying layer because it didn't come from you. Building a project is like any other art. It has to come from within you. A lot of people are lazy. Let's just be honest here. That's the bottom line. And this is the crux of the problem. They don't want to think for themselves. They want AI to think for them. There are a lot of things that AI is good at, but that doesn't mean it needs to replace you as the sole source of the original vision of the project. There are people right now that think that they are building a project and the idea came from AI, the code base came from AI, every single aspect of the project they're working on came from AI. And I think that is fine if they're just trying to make money. But if you're seriously trying to be a proficient engineer, a proficient builder, a proficient founder, a serious business person, you need to take the reins and control your project, control the direction your company's going in. You cannot let a disembodied entity take control of your entire company. AI is a great tool, it really is, but it can also be your downfall. I thought this was gonna be more of an explanation video, but it turned out to be more of a rant. The bottom line is that if you're an engineer, you need to be able to think for yourself and think critically. And I really hope that this video lands on mature ears, people that are listening, people that have those critical thinking skills. They have not succumbed to the allure of easy answers, and they change direction before it's too late. This was supposed to be a video where I explain how to use AI appropriately. I might make another video about it because this became a rant, but I think it was a good rant. So please let me know what you think below in the comments. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.